Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we are reacting to Jessie J.
Oh yeah.
So it looks like Jessie J might have had vocal nodules, which is something that you can get from, singing on a tired voice, acid reflux, other health things can cause vocal nodules.
Lots of things.
Yeah, but it seems like she has gotten them taken care of in this year and is recovering and has started to sing and perform in these really awesome, stripped down live karaoke performances at her house. Yeah. So today we are going to react to her singing Defying Gravity, which is just a crazy beast of a song. She's known for singing crazy beasts of songs.
Oh my gosh. She is a beast.
She is a beast.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're super excited to see how her voice is recovering and see how her voice might sound a little bit different from before.
Yeah. Before we start though, we wanted to just take a quick second. We talk about vocal health a lot, and there's a reason for it. A lot of people say, well, who cares? Nobody cares, and it sounds good if it sounds good, and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But honestly, if you're a singer, and if you're any kind of performer, and you've dealt with vocal health issues, you know exactly how big of a deal it is.
Yes.
If you pour your life into something, and you lose your voice, and that thing is taken away from you, it's devastating. What would you do with yourself? I don't know what I would do with myself if I couldn't sing. So in the past we've talked about people singing in ways that might hurt them long term, and then people go, what's long term? Well, Jessie J's 33.
Right.
So
super young.
That's not very long term, right? Yeah. She's had an amazing career, but she doesn't want to stop. If you watched, we just watched her Instagram post where she's literally in tears trying to sing and unable to do it. And it's terrifying. So, this is why we talk about vocal health. Yeah. This is why how you sing something matters.
Yeah. We've also, if you've ever been a performing artist of any sort, you've pushed the envelope. We've all done it. We've all sung a little bit harder than we needed to. We've all sung when we probably shouldn't have, or, all of these things. So it happens, and it's hard to keep an eye on yourself, but you also have to be aware of what your limits are. I think that's what we've learned. And she even talks about that. She talks about, she thought she could get away with it. She thought she could go to the studio. She said she felt fine, kind of ignoring
she said
pain.
She felt it, but she was ignoring pain.
Right. And it's not a bad thing. There's no shame in any of this. This is what you do for a living. This is also your passion. There's a lot of reasons to keep doing something, but if it means you might lose doing that forever, I think a lot of us would choose the alternative.
Trying to work it out. But I mean, a lot of these people like Adele and John Mayer and Jessie J have come back from these experiences and changed their technique in ways to sing even better
and be more sustainable.
And so how you do it matters, and that's why we talk about vocal health, because it does matter, and it's part of our instruments because it's part of our body,
and you can have both. You can have a healthy technique that still accomplishes the amazing sound that you're known for, or whatever. So
absolutely
awesome. Let's get started. Okay, we have to start at the beginning again to know even where to begin with this.
Wow.
So if you can't defy me, what's on the western sky? Someone told me everyone deserves a chance to fly.
Vowels.
What do you want to say about those vowels?
I'm going to say... So let me give you examples, and then we'll talk about what we're talking about.
So if you can't defy me.
So if you can't define...
So if you care to find me.
Care to find me.
Yeah. Don't try to do Wicked lyrics, Chase.
Well.
You've never even seen it.
Never even seen it. So if you care to find me.
So if you care to find me.
Care.
And me. Oh my goodness. It's so
forward.
It's so bright.
Clear.
And clear and...
So if you can't defy me, what's on the western sky? Someone told me everyone deserves a chance to fly.
I like deserves too.
Western sky. Sky. Western sky.
Yes.
It's all right there. It's not
Super
Western sky, right?
Right.
Or Western sky.
She also does this thing where, so like this, the melody of the entire musical Wicked, like all of the melodies.
Leah's seen it a bunch of times.
Yes, I
She's a
could
big
sing the
fan.
entire show for you.
Big fan.
Every part. The melodies are all over the place. There's a lot of jumps. There's a lot of like movement.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to stay in tune. Like, I mean, I've sung it for auditions. I've sung some pieces. And you think, oh, I've sung along with that to the radio. And then you go to sing and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't even sing. I don't
Yeah.
even know how to sing. But that's because first lesson
They're all
is
over the
don't,
place.
well, first lesson is don't try to learn songs by listening to them. That's our first lesson for you today. Learn songs by reading music. And like actually learning songs, because if you learn songs by trying to listen to them, you're not actually getting the accurate like knowledge into your head. Chase doesn't agree with me apparently.
No. I got that. When you're doing like those big leaps and stuff, I think that if you're learning like pop songs, this is musical theater,
Musical
right?
theater.
So musical theater, yes.
Musical theater, classical music, yes.
Stuff that's like natively written down with music notation.
Yes.
Absolutely learn it with written music notation. Pop music, a little bit different.
Right, that's not what
I
we're
would
talking
not
about.
recommend learning pop music by reading the music.
If you were trying to learn anything from Wicked, like Defying Gravity, or The Wizard and I, or something that's kind of crazy, try to learn it by either reading music or somebody that does read music that helps you. You will have a better
notes.
understanding of the notes, where they belong in a chord, and how that works with accompaniment. There's just a lot of
Yeah.
reasons why you should do that.
And you can make your own stylistic choices rather than emulating somebody else's stylistic
Yes.
choices.
Absolutely. What she does with this, I mean, musical theater singers, especially nowadays, are much more poppy sounding than they had been in the past. They had a more, I would say they were closer to a classical sound. They were still brighter and more like belty and stuff like that. But nowadays, like in most shows and contemporary shows, you hear a much more pop sound. I think that's what we want
lot
in our
more
music.
riffs and
Yeah,
things,
exactly.
you
And
know.
you want that in our more modern day musicals and stuff. But my point is, Jessie J's voice, she is a powerhouse. So she's always giving it like 1,000%.
Yeah.
But it's not out of tune. Like sometimes when you hear people, especially if they're really young or new to singing, and they have this power voice, but they don't know how to use it dynamically, they'll punch stuff and it'll go out of tune.
really
or they'll
hit the note,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Or they'll fall onto things and it'll really go out of tune. And so there's a little bit of a phrase right here that I want you guys to hear where she doesn't go out of tune in that sense.
So if you can't defy me, what's on the western sky?
So Sky and Western are in completely different parts of her register.
Yeah.
And she's in tune. Like you can hear how Sky is so beautifully head mix, like
Yeah.
really, really easy for her. That's a really easy placement for her. Sky is a bit more chest mix.
Sure.
And it sounds like she is, it sounds like she's still in tune and she's using her air to kind of go through that phrase, even though it's a descending phrase.
Yeah.
Here.
So if you can't defy me, what's on the western sky? Someone told me everyone deserves a chance to fly. And
Just breath, too. Just breath. Breath the whole time, all the way through. Her stomach is probably tight, like in a good way.
Yeah.
We talk about, at least I talk to my students about, where do you work hard?
Yeah.
You don't work hard here.
Yeah.
You work hard in your belly.
Right.
And you work hard up here.
Right.
And that's how you really get really good singing. She's just giving her voice everything it needs
Yes.
to do whatever she wants.
Right.
Because it's always got enough air. It's always super duper consistent. That helps with phrasing.
Yes.
That helps with intonation. That
Yep.
helps with resonance, having
Yes.
a really big full sound.
Yes.
There's really, it starts with air.
Yeah. I'm just going to talk about her vowels every like 5 seconds, but she makes a really interesting choice that to me I notice as like not a typical musical theater choice. Everyone deserves. She sings deserves. She makes the vowel a little bit. Deserves a chance to fly. So sorry,
Yeah.
But in a musical theater setting, it would be everyone deserves, like a very like bright vowel, and she kind of uhs it, and it sounds a little poppy,
Or
but it's so nice.
Uhs or ers?
I think she kind of uhs it. No, she does it. You're right.
So if you can't defy me, look to the western sky. Someone told me everyone deserves a
It's
And I actually...
You're right.
I prefer that.
No, I love it.
It's so perfect. I
Yeah.
think it's a perfect vowel.
It's beautiful.
Perfect.
That's not very classically musical theater. Yeah. But again, we've talked about how like that is changing and evolving anyway.
Of course.
But
of course.
yeah, love it.
fly. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. To those around me, take a message back from me. Tell them how I am defying gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity, and so I'll match them in renown. And nobody in all of us, the wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me down.
It sounds like lightning.
It does sound like lightning.
It's absolutely insane. That's just such a Jessie J-ism.
Right.
That me down.
Yeah. What's funny? So I know that Ariana Grande is a big Wicked fan too, and she's sung. I think she sang "Defying Gravity" or "Wizard and I."
I'm sure she has.
Yes, but it's just funny when like this is one of those songs that has been taken out of the musical theater context and put into the pop world, and like. If you didn't know Wicked, you probably already know this song because so many like artists who love musical theater have done it in like a contemporary way, and it's really fitting actually.
Yeah, totally.
Like it's funny how a lot of musical theater songs are kind of cheesy, but this is like
It's just a powerhouse.
It's just a power
kind of song.
Power
and
song.
I mean, good singing is good singing.
It's good
right?
singing, right.
And singers like to sing songs that get help, that are written
For
to
sure.
do that kind of stuff. When we started doing gigs and things like that, we would sing these like a bunch of songs that are very singy,
Right.
the big long phrases, the
Right,
big
right,
stuff, but not all music's always like that, right?
Absolutely.
So, but I just think it's fun, and that's, I think, where singers kind of gravitate.
Definitely.
Is towards songs that show off your voice.
yes. I want to listen to this last little phrase, and then
Bring me down.
Let's listen to it again.
Bring me down.
it's a little flat.
Yeah. But the bring, she gives it a little air,
Yeah.
and then she kind of pinches it off and can't get the same airspeed
Right.
that she had kind of going into it. She doesn't start with a lot of air. She starts with a bring.
Exactly.
It was kind of stopping her air a little bit.
And you can even see it like in comparison. You can hear the phrase before that's much more in tune. And I think it's exactly that. It's the breath and then the energy that's given.
Yeah,
But let's listen
it's
to it.
having that airflow.
Yeah.
If you cut it off, it's going to make it really hard to get it moving again.
Bring me down.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the one before it, right?
Yeah.
She had tons of speeds, tons of air.
Absolutely.
Lots of going through.
There was even like a really nice natural vibrato. She wasn't like doing a straight tone.
Same notes on the second one. But
Same
I think
notes.
the second one she was trying to do that musical theater straight tone
into vibrato.
To vibrato. And that's tough. That's tricky.
It's so tricky, especially when you're talking about intonation, because like your vibrato is your natural resonance, right? Which is going to have a lot more overtones. It's going to have a better sound.
Rich.
Better sound. This is not objective.
Not
okay,
better.
This is
We
not
don't mean
better sound. Yes,
we didn't mean that.
But when you have that straight tone, you have to be really exact on your intonation because you're staying in a very small frequency, right?
Yeah, sure.
When you have your full voice with vibrato, it's almost more forgiving. I think, you know.
I think also though when you shut down your vibrato,
Yes.
because you want to do that straight tone to vibrato thing, you're shutting down other things.
Yes.
You know, it's not just as easy as turning one thing off and everything else still works
Yes.
the exact same. So, you know, her trying to control that piece, I think, stopped her air from flowing a little
Totally.
bit. But, you know,
Yeah.
she's Jessie J, so she can do whatever she
She
wants.
still got it. And
But
then she came back in the last phrase
She
too.
came back
and
in the last
it
phrase
was
and
in
it's
tune
even
again.
better. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, I'm really glad that she's back. I unfortunately didn't even know that she was in pain or struggling, but
Yeah, we
I'm
just
so
learned.
glad that she is recovering, and it seems like her voice is doing better than ever. Let us know in the comments below if you guys are huge musical theater fans and you would want us to react to something like a Broadway compilation or maybe comparing artists singing a piece. We would love to do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I recently became a big Ben Platt fan. He has a beautiful
voice.
Just a gorgeous,
Yes.
gorgeous voice.
Which is really underrated in Pitch Perfect. Because he's in Pitch Perfect, but he's not like a huge character, and his voice is like, I mean, it's in it, and he's great, but
Yeah.
he's just way more than that.
It's
like
just,
way more than
it's
that.
just a beautiful voice. I'm not a huge musical theater fan myself.
Yeah.
I'm very picky, you know,
Yeah.
with the types of singing and stuff
Yeah.
I like.
But I think it'd be fun to listen, especially because you're not exactly a huge fan. I am a pretty big fan.
Yeah.
And I mean, musical theater.
it'd be fun.
It's great. It'd be fun. Well, we hope that you guys liked this video and learned something just like we did. If you did, please be sure to leave a like. And if you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when we post a video every week.
A big thank you to all of our patrons on Patreon. We can't do this without you. We really appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you next time.